I describe this place, the armpit of hell. I mean, it's like one that, there's no other description. So what these women go through, they endure torture. When they're first taken, they're really brutally treated, so that they are kind of broken into the area that they'll never run away. So they're held in these boxes. They'll only be taken out often to see just a customer, maybe to eat. And they'll be forced to see up to sometimes 20, 25 customers a day. And then all the rest of the time they'll be held in one of these boxes or one of these cages, often not seeing daylight, so they don't know if it's day or night. And then over time, they'll slowly be let out a little bit more, but their whole life is rotated around the business. So they'll be literally fed there. They never leave the brothel. So they have runners. There'll be even small children being used as runners to bring them food. So all they will literally know is to be seeing customer or be beaten or tortured. It's a life of, it's not a pleasant existence. In India itself, yes, all the time I've heard stories of girls being prostituted from the age of 8, 9. And 11, I hate to say, is probably the average age that a girl is taken and trafficked into the area, just before they hit puberty. And I would say the issue of porn has probably brought the age down, because many of the girls, when I've interviewed them in India and in other countries, say, when I say, well, why are the men coming to see you? What kind of customer? And they say to me, well, these are married men, men from all, demographics of society. And they say to me, well, they want to act out what they've seen on porn because they can't do it with their wives. So I think, if you're asking, I think that's a global issue with the demand for younger girls. I mean, I would spend days hiding in the back of brothels on the roofs, and every day I saw the police collecting their bribes from the pimps and the gangsters. And apparently the police fight to be in this area because they make so much money and pay bribes themselves to get posted in this area. So the corruption was on another level. Even with the rescues, actually, often there's holes in the roofs of the brothels, and there's these trapdoors and hidden walls. And the madams, if they've paid their bribes, will get a warning before a rescue. While the corruption is there's not going to be long-term change. In terms of hope for the girls, because there's so much corruption at the moment, it's really charities like the one I work with, Jubilee Campaign, that are making the difference. They're the ones who are working long-term. This charity's been there 25 years. So they're actually now, a lot of the mothers, the prostitutes working there, even give them their children so that to their school, to their home, so they can get an education and break the cycle. And so really, I think at the moment, their only hope are these charities. This story just had a really deep impact on me, mainly just because I couldn't believe the stories of babies being sold into brothels and then kept and fed and looked after until they can be sold, because also young virgins get a very high price and premium in the area. The way I did it is I interviewed many girls, and they would, in telling me their stories, I would write down key elements like the cages, there's trapdoors that girls are held in. And I've made it my purpose, really, as a journalist, that I had to get evidence of this, photographic evidence, really to prove that these places exist, because it wasn't just one girl telling me, I would had 10s, 20, 30 girls telling me the same stories. So that's really why I kept going back, because I knew all these things were happening, but I wanted to get that photographic evidence. So I just kept going until I felt that I had got it all.